Good morning and welcome to our brand day break. I'm so excited to start off this week with you right beside me because I can't see you. I know you can see me too. And I'm amazed to be on your screens this morning. I'm excited. I'm sure you are excited too. So this is your favorite TV show on television or favorite breakfast show on television. So if you are home at work, on your way to work, in traffic, just sit back and relax and enjoy all we have for you this beautiful Monday morning on iBrand Day Break. I am Margaret Opera, and all of this goodness we have for you this morning. I'm not going to be doing this alone because you know what they say about two chasing 10,000s, right? So I have my co-chaser here, Perpetual. Good morning.
Every time you talk about chasing, my question is, what are we chasing?
No, we're just chasing good things, you know. So chasing is chasing, right? Good morning, Perpetual.
Oh, that's okay. Good morning.
Yeah, right?
I'll refrain from saying that.
Okay, yeah, I know. You look amazing. Let me do it, like, you look really amazing.
Thank you.
Right.
A wonderful morning to you one more time. My colleague already said that to you. My name is Perpetua Fasomi Peter, and we look forward to having an amazing time on television this morning. We'll start with the news update, and from there we'll bring you stories making the rounds on the national dailies today. We've got sports, and we've got a very serious discussion for today. It's something you shouldn't miss. And from there we'll bring you social media buzz, and of course the quote of the day to wrap up the show. Yes, definitely. So sit back, don't go anywhere. We are here for you to ensure you have a great time on your television this morning.
Yeah, correct. Perpetua has said all you need to know this morning. So just sit back. We'll take a very short time out. When we come back, we'll bring you up to speed with what's happening all around the world with the news update. So stay with us.
You go enter market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do na make you go for the up, open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again. My brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081 63 974447. 08035644436 07066638213. Banga fresh palm fruit extract.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiviv Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiviv family.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Professional dry cleaners. Best in dry cleaning and laundry services that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah. For clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Glad to have you join us on iBrand Daybreak. Now it's time to bring you up to speed with what's happening all around the world with the news update and Perpetual.
All right, we'll start with the home front. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has said it is targeting to bring down the price of rice from 38,000 naira to 20,000 naira per bag. This is coming on the heels of the rice revolution that President Muhammadu Buhari launched last Tuesday in Abuja. The Director of Development Finance at the CBN, Mr. Yusuf Yila, spoke about the Apex Bank's plan to reduce the price of the commodity while speaking with the media in Abuja. He said, quote, "Our target landing price, including the distribution cost, distribution margins, among others, should be 20,000 naira average across the country." End of quote. The CBN director expressed optimism that Nigerians would derive value from the rice revolution as the country would continue to spend less of the hard-earned foreign exchange on importation of rice.
Now, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has stopped the registration of alcohol in sachet and small volume PETs and glass bottles below 200 ml. The agency disclosed this in a statement shared by the agency spokesperson Abubakar Jimoh on Sunday. The Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Christiana Adeyeye, said registration of new alcoholic drinks in sachet and small volume PETs and glass bottles above 30% ABV, that's alcohol by volume, has been banned by NAFDAC following the recommendation of a high-powered committee of the Federal Ministry of Health and NAFDAC. On one hand, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, an industry represented by Association of Food, Beverages and Tobacco Employers, Distillers and Blenders Association of Nigeria, DBAN, in December 2018, the statement read. Professor Adeyeye also said NAFDAC will ensure that the validity of renewal of already registered alcoholic products in the affected category will not exceed the year 2024.
Burkina Faso Defense Minister General Barthélemy Simpo denied rumors on Sunday that President Roch Marc Kabore had been detained following heavy gunfire at several army barracks, adding the motive of shooting by soldiers was still unclear.
And still on the foreign scene, Armenian President Armen Sarkisian tendered his resignation on Sunday, saying he believes the country's constitution does not give him sufficient power to influence events. Sarkisian president since 2018 was in standoff with Prime Minister Nicole Pashinyan last year over a number of issues, including the dismissal of the head of armed forces. In quotes, "I have been thinking for a long time. I have decided to resign from the post of the President of the Republic after working actively for about 4 years." End of quote. Sarkisian said in a statement published on the President's official website. Armenia seceded from the Soviet Union in 1991 but remains dependent on Russia for aid and investments. Many Armenians accuse the government of corruption and mishandling an economy that has struggled to overcome the legacy of central planning. And that's it on the news update segment at this hour. We'll go right into the newspaper review for this day. And I'll start with the first story here, or the first paper, that's the Punch. The Punch reads, the banner headline reads, Electoral Act Amendment. Bill bars voters from contesting candidate certificates in court. And the writer says, only co-contestants at primaries can sue on candidate certificates. credentials. That's ex-INEC director. Coming from ex-INEC director. The next writer here says, new profession will be challenged. National Assembly can't masquerade those seeking office, says the SAN. And that story is on the page 2 of the Punch. And further down, yam thief shoots farm owner to death in Oshun. Suspects arrested. That's on page 44. Page 5 reads, FRSC plans radar guns as 300 killed in 2021 Ogun crashes. Shown sexual engagement, Elizabeth can't harbor pregnant students. That's coming from the VC, and that's on page 8. Bottom stream reads, NDLEA seizes UK Saudi-bound cocaine in wigs, arrest 6 in Abuja. That story is on page 5. And on page 45 reads, Lagos businessman tortures apprentice to death over meeting 1,000 naira and he flees. Stop imposing hijab beret on students, Kwara wants principles, and that's on page 41. Now to the earpiece of the paper that reads, 5G deployment gets boost, CBN gives delegates forex priority. That's on page 29. PSC summons IG over police recruitment, workers set for strike. Page 44 has the story that says, SACS ITF management saved 2 billion naira, left 30 billion naira, debt says Ngigi. And finally, US team. CSO witnessed MKO Abiola's death in Abuja clinic. That's from Abdul Salami, and that story is on the page 41 of the Punch.
All right, and moving to the Nation paper this morning, the banner headline here reads, Subsidy, Labour intensifies mobilization for protest. We have riders to the story, first being planned action unnecessary, says federal government, and the other one, what government should do, by TUC. Moving away from that story, 6 months forex inflows can offset Nigeria's $44 billion debt. That's also on the Nation paper today. Conflicting rulings, NBA yet to take action on lawyers. Another story here says, no assets underpriced, says AMCON. And we have a rider to that story, EFCC didn't arrest Kuru. Another story here, 2022. Oyetola challenges opponents to obtain forms. That's on page 32. And on page 39, we have Eagles' poor tactics caused loss to Tunisia, says Okocha. Another story here, which will be the last. APC, why we won't call NEC meeting before convention. And we have a rider. State excos for inauguration, February 3rd.
And I will go to the Business Day paper. And at the top, the front page of the Business Day paper, there's the story that says, there's a big story here, says, small businesses in unending battle against dollar shortages. And then there's a graph here stating the top 10 states with highest number of SMEs as at 2020. That's an interesting one on Business Day paper. And there's also a market monitor for the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Bitcoin, FX, and other business-related graphs you need to see. And the next one on page 29 says, inside details why GT shares trail Zenith first time in 11 years. That story is on page 29. And also on page 29 it says, foreign investors stake in Nigeria lowest since 2007. Okay, the next one, page 29, also says NGX newbies attract investors. And for more business stories, please grab a copy of Business Day paper.
Moving on to the Guardian paper this morning, the banner headline reads, Economist stock market wait on monetary tools as MPC meets. Now this story has 3 riders. For set up price control mechanism, OWO advises. We have monetary tools are handicapped, address supply rigidity, says Dawn. Nation's economy, institutions in free fall, ex-FSB boss laments, and we have stock market performance hinged on MPC outcome. Checking more stories on the paper this morning, The Guardian, that is, Ipman 410 LC's planned protest against subsidy removal. We didn't kill Abiola, Abdul Salami clarifies, and gunmen kill 4 miners in Plateau. Pay your $3.4 billion fine, Bonga oil spill victims tell Shell. That's on page 29. Choose candidate from Ekiti South to avert failure. Bamishile advises APC. Another story here says, Court quashes suit against Buni-led APC panel. And that's all on the Guardian paper this morning.
I guess that's all we have for you on the paper review segment this morning. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll be discussing the main topic for the day. We have a guest already standing by, so please stay with us.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services, and meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's through unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
Through unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. Through unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores nationwide.
True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming through unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your through unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix through unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. Through unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your through unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder Bus Stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213. or 08163974447. Distributors are needed nationwide.
Mama.
At least 112 illegal refineries have been discovered in the Kwere local government area of Rivers State. The discovery comes on the heels of the recent efforts by the state government to bring to an end the economic sabotage brought as a result of the illegal refineries, as well as the health implications resulting from the soot pollution in Rivers State. And now joining us to make sense of this conversation, we have Mazi Jinedum Obioha right here in the studio this morning. Good morning, Mazi, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning once again. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, man.
It's my pleasure being here. Thank you for inviting me.
And we will not take your presence here for granted.
Welcome, sir. Good to have you.
Pleasure. Thank you very much. I'm seeing you for the first time.
Yes.
You look beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Mazi, onto the topic of the day. The suit in River State has been a long conversation, and the health hazard included. It's been a call, it's been for about 5-6 years now. There's been a call for persons have come to say this suit is affecting the cause of the suit, illegal bunkering, known as fire. So when you heard about all the stories or this particular story with the River State suit, of course, I didn't start today. What was your first reaction? What did you think about it?
Yeah, thank you very much. I felt disappointed.
Okay.
In the sense that these are leakages in revenue generation.
Yeah.
And that's what we are saying. You know, last time I was here last year, a couple of months ago, I talked about when you said the borders were being shut down by the president. I say it's not so, especially in the north. Riverine areas have been noted for bunkering, oil bunkering, okay. And that is why the governor, the action governor, Rivers State, Governor Uke, His Excellency, complained and cried out, and he accused some personalities, including the security apparatus, that they were responsible for such illegal bunkering. Something that I would have been bringing in revenue to the states have been diverted. So, like he said last time, he said that he was going to give, I think he promised to give each local government 20 million to destroy
illegal refineries.
Illegal bunker. I think, to me, it's one of the things we have been talking about in Nigeria, corruption unlimited. So, to me, it calls for concern.
Okay, so now that we're hearing the price money, that's 20 million naira for the local government chairman to destroy these refineries. For you, do you think that's even the right route to go?
I don't think so, because we need to put a system in place that will checkmate all these illegalities. For the fact that it's not only that 112, if you investigate more, there'll be more than that. So what you have to put in place, just like corruption, you are talking about fighting corruption, you have to put a mechanism, a system to make it difficult for people to go into illegal activities. So that's my point. Because if you investigate more, you will discover that it is more than that. These ones have been reported, it's the one that you have seen. What about the ones you have not seen?
All right, with the whistleblowers, it feels like a whistleblower thing now. That's with popular comment or popular reaction from social media and the lips of some Nigerians. It feels like it's an opportunity to blow whistles, because with this, like I said, this has been happening for the past year. Let's say approximately 6 years or more, or 6 years or more. But then 6 years to be on the safe side. And now these things nobody came to say I have discovered one. But until there was a price tag put there, or the action governor, like you called, gave an order, we started seeing discovery in less than 2 weeks, less than 1 week. They discovered year. So it comes to say that there is a lot of sabotage in the system. I think one of the stories had that a popular police officer or a top police officer was involved in this. So it comes to talk about what's happening in the system, the sabotage in the system, the corruption. So what could be done about this? I know we've talked about this a couple of times, but then your honest opinion again.
Last week we discussed about it on other platform, Galaxy Television. I did say that even in the customs try to blow out those who were able to, those who have not been able to, maybe, shake their hands. Ordinarily, if we are to say the truth, if we are to be sincere, we need to investigate more and more. Because not only this, it has only been discovered having been in operation about 6 years ago. So more and more are still being operated. Just like I have always said, if you want to see a bar, if you stand up, you can't see a bar. So the whistleblowers that have blown it open, more should be done. And of course, corruption has eaten deep into the fabrics of this nation. And until, like the president, we thought he meant well for us when he said we have to kill the corruption before corruption kills us. But unfortunately, we are swimming in corruption. We are drinking corruption like tea and coffee. It is important we do the needful.
Okay, so now we'll come to doing the needful, definitely. But when we look at the issue of oil bunkering, it stems from oil theft. And when we look at the numbers, about 150,000 barrels per day to 450 barrels per day are being lost to oil theft. And that's about 10 to 33% of OPEC quota for Nigeria, which is 1.6 million barrels per day. This is a lot of money. Help us make sense of how big a problem oil theft and oil bunkering is to us as a nation.
Yeah, you see, we have been saying this all along because the government appears not doing too much. Because I don't want to be quoted out of context that some of them have interest in all this oil bunkering.
So what do we do?
You remember during Jonathan era, he spent how many billions to make sure that this oil bunkering are not even affected, even the pipeline. The evaluation of the distance are not being taken place. But then you see it. But the point is this. If you consider the wastage and the theft, you will now realize and agree with me that Nigeria will need not to be where we are now if all these things have been put in place and checkmated. So it is important for government to go back to the drawing board to see where these things are coming from and try to nip into the bond. But then, if you must achieve a proper success, you must clean your house. Your house must be in order. Your hands must be clean. But some of these people have saw their hands that, look, the security that is sent to protect those areas, they are even found what? You talk about civil society. What do you call them?
JTF.
Yes, they are there. The police are there, the Navy are there, all of them are involved.
Now that's a blanket statement when you say all of them are involved.
All of them, look, you see, I am a grassroots person. Before I come out here, I make my research and I listen to people. If you now put down your ears on the floor, you'll be able to hear the footsteps of the ants. These people, do you know that they lobby being posted to those places? I was on air the other day, one policeman called from Bayelsa and said, please help me facilitate being transferred to Lagos. What is he looking for Lagos that is not found here? So they lobby, just like even customs. Customs, I may bold to say it on air here, that even some custom officers lobby to be posted in a particular place because of what they get from there. The same thing applicable to those you are posted to check, to guide all those things.
Okay, so
illegal bunkering has been there for ages. And it will take the grace of God for it to be stopped.
When you say the grace of God, that feels like that sounds like hopelessness or where we have a state that isn't working. Okay, I think we'll come back to all of the measures that should be taken to address this issue. But then some persons are saying that if you want to address the issue of illegal oil refineries, we should probably legalize them. Do you agree with them?
How can you legalize illegality?
Exactly.
I don't support that. How can you legalize illegality? We are not ripe for those things. That's the problem we have, even community policing. Some people are saying we are not ripe. If you legalize it, then you are giving room for people. You see, Nigerians are dishonest people. Some Nigerians are very, very fraudulent. There are people who are smart. Look at even during the registration. Do you know that if you go to register for your distance, they collect money from you? There's nothing that Nigerians will not suffer.
Registration for what?
For voters' card.
Okay.
Yes. I know I've been in the media for quite a long time, and I cover some of all these things. So when we come out here and talk, We don't just talk anyhow.
That brings me to the question my colleague asked you earlier. She said that with the governor giving a sum of money to the local government to destroy such illegal refineries, I beg your pardon. She asked if that's really what we need now. And then in response, you made mention of having to make the system tight enough that we don't have all of this illegality. So I want to ask you how, because all of those things.
Prevention is better than cure.
So how do we prevent this?
How you will do it is this.
Okay.
We should make, even our refineries should be put in place, should be working. If our refineries are working and we produce more oil, it will be difficult. You can't even find a way. It wouldn't be interesting for you to go for illegal bunkering or refineries.
What's the problem with getting these refineries to work?
And me.
How is
the system is bad. They will not allow it to work.
And why is
that?
The
Nigerian people, those put in authority, will not. I'm saying it with every sense of responsibility, that if you say you are going to do this, they will allow you to do it, but they have a way to do it. Do you know that even your ATM card, people can use it without even you giving them? So Nigeria is so smart in doing things. We should now go back to the drawing board. The rat inside tells the rat outside that's meat. We have to now make sure that even before you are talking about legalizing it, it cannot solve the problem.
And modular refineries?
Yes. No, you see, we can do that legally. License some people to do it and make sure they do the right thing. But if you say throw it open, blah, 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 you have messed up the whole system.
My colleague made a statement earlier where she gave an analysis of what Nigeria had lost due to oil theft and the quota for the something
1.6 million barrels
she mentioned that
quota for Nigeria.
Quota. So don't you think that is, or rather, do you think that is a function of the porosity of this pipeline? Because now we talk about porosity in every system, even down to our borders. Now, I'm looking at it from an angle. If those, of course, the pipelines are not porous enough for intruders to penetrate, would that really be an oil theft, bringing us back to the security state of the nation?
Well, our security system, our apparatus have been compromised. No matter who you put there, he will be, compromised, and this thing will continue to drive on. The best thing is for government to stand up and do the needful. The needful I'm talking about, that just like we talk about corruption. You know, the former president said, you don't, okay, let me mention P2B. P2B said, you don't close their shop and begin to chase out the thief. We'll make a system workable that it will be difficult for a thief to come to your house. By fortifying your houses, all the outlets, fortify them. The best thing for us to do is to tighten the leakages. Go to the point where these things are prone to, tighten them. And you make sure that you put honest and dedicated people who will serve with their conscience, people who will serve with the honesty, people who are morally brought up. Otherwise, Nigeria is badly and wicked in mind. No wonder God said, I regretted creating my own image.
Let's talk about Nigeria.
Come to it.
Okay.
We, the government, should, one, call the attention of those in charge.
Okay.
Why are you allowing this thing? And nobody has been caught. Nobody has been arrested. Nobody has been prosecuted. Nobody has been jailed.
Well, I think that's it. Nobody has probably been jailed. A lot of people, sometimes we've had situations where people have probably been prosecuted, and we don't hear anything after that. Now, looking at this, we know this is a big problem for Nigeria, looking at the volume we lose daily and the amount of money we lose daily and how difficult it is becoming for us to meet up with the daily quota given to us by OPEC. Now, it would seem that, I don't know what you think, but do you feel the federal government is giving this issue required attention? Because if a state government government stood up one day and said, you know what, I'm going to give you monies to destroy illegal refineries, and we see local government chairmen swinging into action. Doesn't that say that maybe there is something the federal government should be doing that the federal government isn't doing?
Yeah, the federal government is trying to, let me start from Wike. Wike said, I watched him, he said that he's going to release 20 million to each local government, about 23 of them. And say action must start now. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. If Wike of all persons will stand up and say this is the federal government should also buy the idea, move into action, support Wike with security apparatus. Support. There's a limit. I watched the president visit to Karuna last time. The two security apparatus, the one from the governor and the one from they were fighting. There must be synergy. They must work in hand in hand. They must work pari-passu, knowing very well that they are working to achieve one objective. But the situation, they left it for Wike alone. Wike is going in the next 1 year. But who knows who will take after him? Who knows? And of course, you must investigate whether those he has given that 20 million, whether they will do the needful. Because it's one thing to give a statement, and for one thing, for the statement to be carried out. Wike is an action governor. And he mentioned names. He accused the police.
Yeah, correct.
He accused the police. Then what has the federal government done about concerning the accusation? I'll call Wike. Can you please give us the names? Give us the names. You are all the security apparatus there have been indicted. Nothing.
I'm particularly interested in the sabotage we're talking
the
about.
Sabotage
is and nothing really has been done, because we still talk about sabotage yet. Nothing has been done.
It has been going on all this while. And we have been losing a lot of money, a lot of revenue.
You know, it's, when we talk about revenue, it would seem like we need to lecture the federal government on how much we are losing and how that some of this money
could be diverted to something better, right?
How this money can actually be diverted something.
When they open this central accounting system, right? They say every payment, everything should be paid into that. Today, every government agencies, are they paying the same? The government is still complaining. So it is one thing to say something, one thing to implement it. So it's like government, I don't know whether they are comfortable with the losses, whether they are some of them are benefiting, those that are supposed to take action, whether they have interest. That's one thing you understand.
So where does this box stop now? I mean, addressing this issue in this industry, who should be held responsible?
That is the point. What is the Minister for Petroleum as a president?
But then there's a need for accountability.
But there's a need for accountability.
Transparency.
Yeah, but then, since he has now gathered everything to himself, how does he give account to whom?
To the people.
To the people. Has he been doing it? So that's what I said. Talk is cheap. If the president wants to do it, he should be held responsible because he's the Minister for Petroleum. He's the minister. So if he's the minister and something is going wrong in his ministry, he should be held responsible. But can you hold our president responsible?
Of course, in a system that works, in a system that works, there should be a need to hold the president responsible because the people voted him into power, and he is supposed to be the chief servant of the people.
He is our employee.
Interesting.
He is your employee, and he is my employee. But does he give account to us? Does he obey us? Does he? I mean, I've been saying it. They are all rulers, not leaders. A leader leads. A ruler say I, just like the boss. A boss say I, but a leader say we. If we have a system that put in place, even though the president goes astray, goes wrong, goes outside the distance, he should be held responsible. But you know, our president, the most powerful president in the whole world. Everything, our constitution. I don't want to describe it as a tissue, so that you will not accuse me. Our constitution has given him every right to do whatever he likes. So that is it. he should be held responsible because he's the minister in charge.
All right, I know that before now. Whenever we talk about the issues in the oil and gas industry, there is always that talk that we are waiting for PIB. Now we have the PIA. Is there hope for us in that act?
Yeah, the PIB.
PIA now.
Yeah, it's put in place. You know, they've been struggling. NMPC has now been registered as a limited liability company. And if things work normally, if things work as it's supposed to be, there should be hope. But unfortunately, I really don't know whether the Messiah has come in that area. But I do sincerely pray, and hopefully too, that we should see the light of the day. But Nigerian system is bad. Nigerian system cannot give that bill the light of the day. And people, within a short time, you see people crying, lamenting. Of course, you see the host community are asking for 5%, 30%. I mean, yeah, 50%, from 50 to 30, then 5%. They only give them 3%. While other states that were not even oil producing states were given 30%. Those are the pipeline pass through their place are receiving more than those. You see, in Nigeria, we need to ask ourselves, are we together? Are we doing the right thing?
That's a big question.
Are we doing the right thing? Why can't we do the right thing? I mean, if the Bible says, if your conscience judges you, don't need anybody to judge you. Those in authority, do they have conscience? Look at the oil revenue loss we are incurring every now and then.
A lot.
Look at the budget. I've been in this planet when we had only £3 million as a budget. £3 million as a budget. Before now. So what has it gone? I said here, for the past how many years I have lived on earth now, I've never seen Nigeria being worse. So divided. And it's so I mean, everything wicked. I've never seen it. And that is why I run moral with Mazi in other platform every morning.
Okay, sir, just before.
So there's no morality.
Okay.
People have mortgaged people are morally bankrupt.
Yes, sir, I want to just, sorry, can I go ahead?
Yeah, sure.
All right, thank you. Okay, I want to ask, I know that to a very large extent, you don't like what's happening, and you feel that
Even
the government
God doesn't like what is happening.
You feel that the government knows what to do. But let's just assume that, okay, we have the audience, the government audience, and we want to just profile solutions. How can we solve this perennial issue of oil theft and illegal refineries? What measures, what infrastructure, what security architecture, what are the things that we should put in place to show that, yes, we are ready to fight this?
Now, the first thing, our refinery should work.
Okay.
When they work, then we will now ask them, why are you still going into illegal refineries? Well, but you cannot even completely erase it out. You cannot. Just like corruption, you only reduce it. Now, the federal government should also call the attention of those that are put in place to mind all those things. The governors should be held responsible. Then the security people, agencies should be held responsible. When all these things, when you do the right thing, then you begin to watch and see how they will not obey. There's no law. Nigeria are lawless people. Lawlessness all over.
All right. Just before we wrap up now, for the want of time, we've talking about accountability. We've had a couple of organizations suing the president and of course some people, but all of those things we do not see have the light. We don't see, of course, it ends just there. So where does the judiciary come in a nutshell, sir?
Judiciary has been also compromised. That is the issue. That's
so
the
what
truth
is
about
not
it.
compromised?
We are known for disobeying court orders.
All right.
Starting from the head down to the top. We don't obey court orders. That's the point. Somebody asked me a question on one of the platforms. Why is it that those declared as what do you call it?
All right,
so they say, why is it not working?
Thank you
and
so
I
much,
said,
sir.
because they know those that will be put in place. So if you have somebody to checkmate me, and that person is not doing the right thing.
Okay,
so
thank you so much, Mazi. I think we've had a great conversation this morning. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Mazi, for. All right, that was Mazi Chinedumobioha speaking with us. And we'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show with a quote for the day. So stay with us. All right, now glad to have you back on the show. Now it's time to wrap up the show, and I'll be leaving you with a quote for the day. I hope you enjoyed the conversation because I did. And the quote is an anonymous quote that says, if you want to achieve greatness, stop asking for permission. I'll take that again. If you want to achieve greatness, stop asking for permission. I think it's self-explanatory. So do the needful, do all you need to do, and stop asking for permission. So thank you so much for joining us. Please do well to join us tomorrow, same time, same station, and do well to tune in. Always, Start Time Channel 143 is your go-to channel for any news update and programs you need. My name is Margaret Opera. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And bye for now. My name is Perpetua Fasomi Peter.